Alright, so let's have a look at the hyperbola in a different way. So I've got an equation, y equals k over x minus p plus q. In this form of the hyperbola, which is not y equals k over bx minus p plus q, I've now removed that there. You can see it's not there anymore. Now using this here, suppose I'm given 2 points, 1 and 4, 6 and 8, and also keeping a calculator handy on the side so that you can calculate all of this quickly. The main idea is to save time. Now, what I'm going to do is assume the first asymptote and then calculate the second asymptote. So that's P or Q. Calculate the second asymptote. And I think this works out better compared to this method here. It's a bit more trickier. Second asymptote. That method's also fine if you understand it. Okay, so calculate. There's still simultaneous equations involved in this though. Just, we're not going to escape that. Alright, so this is how you would also write it in your test situation. So you're given 2 points, and we want to find that k value, and we also need to quickly maybe plot these 2 points. Let's plot these 2 points so we can identify one of the asymptotes, at least one of the asymptotes. So 1 and 4, if I put 1 here, 2, 3, 4, just sketching it. And then I've got 6 and 8, so let's say 6 is over here. Okay, maybe not so far. 6 is over here, and 8 is over here. All right, now this hyperbola, what I want to do is choose one of the points to be my asymptote. So if I assume that this asymptote is 0, so let's remember this is my p-value, so p equals 0, then I'm going to, in my equation, change p into 0, and then find q and k. So I develop an equation now with 0 as p. Y equals k over x minus 0 is x plus q. Now what that means, now I can substitute and I can solve to get k and q, which I'm going to now get from here. Okay, and automatically this q value will form itself. Now remember that's going to be the dotted line which is slightly left from here. This line, this could go like this, all right, in which case that could be my upper asymptote most likely, but we're going to calculate that horizontal asymptote there. Okay. And if it goes this way, then it's going to be at the bottom here. Oh no, it won't actually be at the bottom, it'll be like that. All right, let's have a look. So if I substitute x and y in here, remember that this is my first step, so sub 1, 4. So we get 4 equals k over 1 plus q. And we call that equation number 1. And then we sub 6 and 8. And likewise 8 equals k over 6 plus q. And in each case we can make q the subject of the formula. Q equals 4 minus k. And q equals 8 minus k over 6. Now this is an important part because this is where you need to show this for marks. Alright, so let's scroll down. They're both equal to q, so I'm simply going to equate each of these. Alright, so equation 1 is going to equal equation number 2. And so 4 minus k equals 8 minus k over 6. And now we need to solve for k. I'll bring all the k's onto one side. So I'll move this k over to the right. It becomes positive. That's like 6k over 6, which is the same as 1, if you can see that, 1k. So that's a common denominator, which will become 5k over 6. And then I'm going to move this over. It's going to become minus. So 4 minus 8 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24 equals 5k, and then I divide both sides by 5. And so my k value will be negative 24 over 5. All right, now that I have my k value, I can now use that to find my q value using any one of the equations. This looks like a more simple equation. And so now I'm going to substitute k equals to negative 24 over 5 into equation number 1 to get q. Then q will equal now 4 minus negative 24 over 5, which is actually plus. And this is the same as 20 over 5, which is 4. So I can have a common denominator, if you can see that. or I can just use a calculator. 20 plus 24 is 44 over 5, and that becomes my Q value. 44 divided by 5 is 8, and 4/5, which is the same as 8.8, okay, which is above here, and it looks like that's exactly where it went to. It went to 8.8, and that's going to be my Q value. We just found Q. Now I've got my original equation, or my final equation, not original, and I've got it to be y equals to k, which is saying is negative 24 over 5, all divided by x, plus q, plus 44 over 5. We can put this in decimal form, and I just put my domain as well. If you are using decimals, make sure you provide enough space, like 3 decimals, or the more detailed the better as well for these in decimal form. We can also rearrange this. Remember, we can rewrite this as bring the 5 to the bottom and neaten it up. Okay, but more than that, this counts, this works, this is good. The domain goes, remember, from 1 until 6. All right, and that would be my domain for this one. Yeah, now I've created the equation, and I'm done.